Bro, it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to be hurt. It is okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let some tears out, every now and then. I feel like one of the most hurtful things that we can do to ourselves is pretend like we're okay when we're not. To never address the problems that we face within and to always distract ourselves from them, to always push them aside as if they're not important, you know, never treating ourselves to the hurt and the pain that we've experienced, throughout our lives. Um, it's it's so painful to, sometimes for us as people to sit in our thoughts, and to allow ourselves to feel those emotions that we keep bottled in, and I'm not just saying it's just cause I'm saying this because I feel like this is something that even I need to hear. um there's times where I'm I catch myself distracting myself from, or I catch me distracting myself from how I feel, you know and it can be small things, like, oh, someone, I don't know, like someone says something slick, and it just got under my skin a little bit, or like it made me like reflect on myself or something, or like someone, uh like something bad happened, like, my computer is crashing or whatever, and I'll catch myself at times just scrolling, scrolling on my phone, or trying to find something to watch, or like something online that I can like do, and 9 times out of 10 it's just me consuming. I'm consuming all this content and everything like that, and sometimes I'll catch myself and I'll just be like, yo, let yourself feel how you feel. Let yourself experience these feelings that you are going through. It's okay to feel hurt or stressed or discomfort or anxious or whatever it may be. It's okay to feel that way, you know? But what's not okay is to avoid feeling those emotions to the point where, I wouldn't say you necessarily numb yourself, but to the point where you are no longer treating them, where you don't have an outlet for yourself. You don't give yourself any vulnerability to be there for yourself, to be you. Because who you are is not all good. It's not always happy. It's not always, upbeat and, smiling all the time. It's not. And I feel like we as people are always striving to be that. We're always striving to be that person that's always smiling in front of others, or that's always in a good mood. I feel like we strive for that. But there's more to us than that, There's times where you're hurting and I'm hurting, and I feel like that's okay. Because in order for us to be happy, we have to understand what it feels like to be sad. We have to live with sadness. We have to learn to accept sadness as being a part of us, because no one is happy 24/7. I'm sure most people have probably heard that, but we're not. We are not happy 24/7. There's times where we go through things. Life is up and down all the time. But it's about how do we go through those downs, and how do we appreciate the ups. How we appreciate things and how we go through things are super important when it comes to taking care of ourselves. I feel like when you are just sitting there and, my outlet when it comes to like going through things, when I'm going through things, recently I've been doom scrolling a lot, or just like procrastinating or whatever, because procrastination, I recently heard this somewhere, that procrastination isn't a form of laziness, but rather a stress response. You know, it's a response to stress or a response to discomfort. You know, and that just had me thinking, well, why am I trying to avoid discomfort? I mean, obviously it ain't comfortable, but I mean, like, what is it within myself that makes discomfort feel so bad? You know? And I just got to think, I'm like, almost every time that I've been in a difficult situation recently, I've had to snap myself out of a unhealthy coping mechanism. You know, whether it be doom scrolling or, for me, that's the main one. But I know some people it's using substances, like whether it be, you know, that good, you feel me, that weed, or they drinking or whatever. And I feel like we all have our limits when it comes to the amount of stress that we feel like we can take. You know, some people may feel like what they're going through is way too much for them to handle right now, and that's okay. You know, I like to say that, you know, God will never put too much on my shoulders for me to handle. But I know some people, they may not have that relationship with God like I do. You know, and for those who don't, I feel like outside of building a relationship with Him, which of course I suggest 100%, but you have to still take care of yourself. You know, the positive of having a relationship with God and building not a relationship with Christianity, not a relationship with, you know, Catholic, not a relationship with whatever other religions, I'm not really so familiar, but a relationship with Jesus, a relationship with God. You know, when you do that and you build those relationships, that helps you go through these things. You know, He's helped me learn how to cope with the things that I'm going through. You know, He's helped me to find healthy habits. He's the reason I'm even able to catch myself, to snap myself out of them. You feel what I'm saying? But if you do want to just try to do it on your own, you know, I'm not going to sit here and knock you. I'm going to encourage you not to, because I don't feel like anyone deserves to have to go through that alone. But if you do choose to, I feel like it's important to understand why you do the things that you do. You have to really spend a lot of time with yourself, you know? And matter of fact, let's do this, right? If you are watching this video and you've made it this far, I want you to try this. And whether you pause the video or close out of your phone, whatever, that's fine. But I want you to spend 15 minutes. That only 15 minutes. You can set a timer or on your phone or tablet or Google or whatever. Spend 15 minutes. No phone. No music. No sounds playing. Nothing. Try to be in a quiet place. Eyes closed. And just sit there. And just observe your thoughts. Just allow yourself to think. 15 minutes. Now what that's going to do is it's going to reveal a lot of the things that you keep bottled in. A lot of the things that affect you. You know? Some of you might cry. Some of you might, you know, get mad or angry or embarrassed or whatever. And I want you to know that that's okay. Because you have to feel those emotions in order to heal from them. You cannot heal from something that you dismiss 24/7, that you are always distracting yourself from. Because you cannot heal yourself and distract yourself at the same time. You have to confront these emotions, you know, and you have to feel them. So it's okay. The first time I, you know, had tried doing this, you know, I guess you could even call it like a technique. The first time that I tried it, I ain't gonna lie, I cried. I had tears coming down my face by the end, because it was just so much for me to bear, so much trauma for me to handle, you know. And of course, the more that you do it, I would say do it a lot more than just this one time, but the more that you do it, you do get better from it, you know. Because the things that used to make me, you know, when I would do it and I would cry about, I can talk about with a smile now, you know. I can sit here and cope with my emotions, and when I think about the bad things that have happened to me, I don't feel that pain no more, that gut-wrenching feeling no more. I don't feel that. You feel me? I feel at peace. You know, I can talk about the abuse and the emotional and mental and physical trauma that I've been through, and I can sit here and I could tell you, I could sit here for hours and talk about all the things that I've been through, you know, and still not even scratch the surface. You feel me? But I've healed from them. I can truly say that right now. Even sitting here having this conversation, thinking about all the things that I have been through, you know, all these thoughts racing through my mind of all these things I've been through, none of them hurt me no more. And I really want to share that. I feel like learning how to do that, learning the importance of allowing yourself to experience those feelings, allowing yourselves to have those thoughts. It's okay. Because if you do not allow them, you cannot control them. You have to learn to deal with these things. You have to learn to take care of them. It's not just taking care of your emotions or your thoughts, but taking care of yourself. You don't deserve to be hurt. You don't deserve to be dealing with these traumas after all these years. No one who goes through trauma deals with it, or should have to have gone through it. No one should have had to go through the trauma that they've been through, you know? But you can't control that. You can't control what you've been through. You can't control what's happening to you now. You can't. If something has happened to you, it's out of your control. The only thing you can control is what you do. If something has happened, it has happened. It is in the past now. There is no reason for it to continue to bother us today, or tomorrow, or a week from now, a year from now. It shouldn't bother us anymore. We should be able to learn from it and cope from it. So, anyways, that's why I feel like it's so important to allow yourself to feel these things. Allow yourself to be sad sometimes. When you start to feel, you know, discomforted, or you start to feel, I don't even think that's a word. If you start to feel uncomfortable, if you start to feel sad or hurt or betrayed or angry or anxious or nervous or whatever it may be, give yourself 10 to 15 minutes to feel that emotion. Cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. Call out if you need to. Wherever it may be. But let yourself feel these emotions. I promise you are strong enough to. If you have made it this far, if you are able to sit here and listen to this video, and you're able to see this, you have made it this far. You are strong enough. You are strong enough to conquer anything within yourself. Anything. Because it is a part of you. You have control over you, and you only. Don't forget that, man. Man, woman, whoever. Don't forget that. You are in control. Take care of yourself, man. In Jesus' name I pray for you. Amen.